The dying light. Amanda sat on the hard, cracked floor of their tiny mud house, her mother coughing weakly on the straw mattress beside her. The dry winds from the savannah carried dust into their home, and Amanda's heart twisted every time her mother's body shook with pain. "Ma," Amanda whispered, holding the old woman's hand, "please, hold on. I'll find a way." Her mother's eyes, tired and full of love, blinked slowly. "My daughter, you are all I have left." In the village of Amanya, hope was a rare flower, and it rarely bloomed. Crops had failed that year, the river had dried into a lonely scar across the land. Hunger lived in every home, and sickness whispered through every hut. Amanda was only 17, but her spirit was older than the stones of the village. She had dreams, once bright dreams of studying, traveling beyond the endless grasslands, but reality had taught her to survive, not to dream. "Get some rest, Ma," Amanda said, brushing a damp cloth over her mother's forehead. She stepped outside into the golden dusk. The elders were gathered under the ancient baobab tree, whispering. "There is a man in the city," one said. "He offers money to girls who work in his house." Amanda's ears perked up. Money. Enough for medicine. She knew the city was dangerous for girls like her, but when you had nothing, even danger smelled sweeter than death. That night, Amanda packed the only things she owned. An old cloth bag, a cracked photo of her mother when she was young, and a thin scarf her father had given her before he was swallowed by the war. "I'll come back," she promised her sleeping mother, kissing her forehead. "I will save you." Under the stars, she walked alone into the darkness, each step heavy with fear and fierce love. A bargain with the city. The city roared like a wild beast. Amanda stood at the edge of the bus station, overwhelmed by the noise, the smell of oil and sweat, and the sight of people moving like restless ants. Tall buildings scratched the sky, and metal monsters the city buses screamed down the roads. She clutched her bag tighter and forced herself to move. She could not afford fear. She asked around about the man the elders had whispered of. His name was Mr. Juma, a businessman who recruited village girls to work in his house. It took hours before Amanda found his office, a crumbling building squeezed between two factories. Inside, Mr. Juma sat behind a desk littered with papers and cigarette ash. He was a large man with sharp eyes that looked Amanda up and down like a farmer inspecting cattle. "You are from Amanya?" he asked, leaning back in his chair. "Yes, sir," Amanda said, voice steady. "I can cook, clean, anything. Please, I just need work." Mr. Juma smiled a thin, cold smile. "There is work for girls like you," he said. "You will live in my house. You will serve the guests. You will obey without question." Amanda swallowed her pride. She nodded. "Yes, sir." He slid a contract across the table, written in words Amanda could barely understand. At the bottom was a blank space for her signature. "My mother needs medicine," she said softly. Mr. Juma shrugged. "Sign, and you will be paid enough." Amanda signed. That night, she was taken to a large, dark house on the edge of the city. It smelled of perfume and sorrow. Other girls lived there too, some younger, some older, all wearing heavy makeup and fake smiles. The work was not what she expected. She was forced to serve at strange parties, pour drinks for rich men, smile when she wanted to cry. Some men touched her, laughed at her fear, and Amanda realized too late that she had sold more than her labor. One night, she ran to her small room and fell on the bed, pressing her face into the pillow to muffle her sobs. "I did this for you, Ma," she whispered brokenly. The other girls comforted her the best they could. "This is life here, one of them, named Zawadi, said. But if you save enough, you can still escape. Amanda clung to that hope like a drowning woman clings to driftwood. Every coin she earned, she hid under a loose floorboard. Every humiliation she endured, she counted as a step closer to freedom. Weeks became months. Her mother's letters, when they came, were full of love and worry. I miss you, my daughter. The house is so empty. I pray for you every day. Amanda answered with lies. I am working hard, Ma. I will come home soon. Stronger, richer. But inside, she feared she was becoming someone her mother would no longer recognize. Until one night, when everything changed. Tears of the savannah, blood and blossoms. It was a night like any other until it wasn't. Amanda was serving drinks at one of Mr. Juma's private parties. Music throbbed through the walls, laughter slithered across the room like a snake, and the men, wealthy, cruel-eyed, watched the girls like hunters stalking prey. One man, drunk and dangerous, grabbed Amanda by the wrist. Smile for me, village girl. She pulled away, politely. Please, sir. He slapped her so hard she hit the floor. The room went silent for a moment, then laughter returned louder, darker. Amanda's cheeks burned with shame, her eyes welled with tears. She looked to Mr. Juma, who stood watching with no emotion. After the party ended, Amanda sat in the garden, beneath the wilting bougainvillea vines. Her hands shook, her lips trembled, and her heart felt like a dying bird in a cage. Zawadi joined her. You're not weak, she whispered. You're surviving. Amanda looked up, voice hollow. Is this survival? Or is this death wearing makeup? Zawadi didn't answer. She simply reached into her blouse and pulled out a folded envelope. I was going to leave, she said. But my brother died back home. I have no reason now. Take this. Amanda opened it. Money. A lot of it. Enough for medicine. Enough to go home. I can't take this, Amanda said, stunned. You must. I've seen your eyes. You still have someone waiting for you. Amanda cried then, hard. Not for the slap, not for the shame, but for kindness. In a place so hollow, kindness felt heavier than grief. That night, Amanda made her choice. She packed her bag, kissed Zawadi on the forehead, and crept through the back gate. Her heart pounded like drums in the darkness. She was sure someone would stop her. But no one did. She traveled 3 days by bus and foot, holding her bag close, praying the money was still there. When she reached Amanya, she could barely recognize the village. Dry winds, empty huts. But her mother's home still stood. She ran inside. Ma! She cried. And then she froze. Her mother lay on the mattress, eyes closed, skin thin like paper. A neighbor sat by her side, tears in her eyes. Amanda dropped to her knees. She waited for you, the woman whispered. She whispered your name every day. She passed away. Yesterday. A sound left Amanda's throat raw, broken, unbearable. She had done everything. And still, she was too late. Tears of the savannah. The seeds of tomorrow. Amanda sat beside her mother's body all night, holding her cold hand, whispering stories of the city, of her struggle, of how much she loved her. Tears carved rivers down her cheeks, soaking into the earth. By morning, the entire village gathered. They helped Amanda bury her mother beneath the old baobab tree, the same tree where the elders once whispered about her future. Amanda placed her mother's scarf on the grave, smoothing it gently with trembling fingers. I am sorry, Ma, she whispered. I fought. I bled. But I was too late. The wind sighed through the dry grasses, carrying her words across the empty land. For days, Amanda barely spoke. She stayed in the broken house, staring at the cracked walls, hearing echoes of her mother's laughter. The villagers brought her food, kindness, but Amanda floated through her days like a ghost. Until one evening, she noticed the children. Barefoot, thin, dusty, they played near the riverbed, laughing despite their hunger. They reminded her of herself, years ago, when she had hope bigger than the sky. Something stirred inside Amanda. She still had the money Zawadi had given her. She could leave. She could go to another city. Build a new life. But when she looked into the children's bright eyes, she knew. She could become what she had always needed: hope. Amanda gathered the elders. "I want to start a school," she said. "Not a big one. Just a hut where children can learn. A place where dreams don't die from hunger." The elders were skeptical at first, but Amanda was determined. She used the money to buy books, simple chairs, slates, and chalk. She repaired an abandoned hut near the baobab tree. She painted the walls with bright colors, flowers, stars, and smiling suns. And she called it, the House of Blossoms. Children came hesitant at first, then in joyful waves. Amanda taught them to read, to write, to dream. She taught them about a world beyond the savannah, where they could be anything. Some days she cried, missing her mother so much it hurt to breathe. But every time a child learned a new word, every time laughter filled the dusty air, Amanda felt her mother's spirit smiling down at her. One evening, as the sun melted into a river of gold across the sky, Amanda stood outside the House of Blossoms, watching the children play. Zawadi's words returned to her. "You still have someone waiting for you." And now she knew it wasn't just her mother. It was the future. It was every child whose dreams would rise from the ashes of pain. Amanda smiled through her tears. She had planted seeds in the dry earth. And one day, they would bloom. Even in the harshest savannah, flowers can grow. The end.